Go and get some rest. How many times have you said that to someone, or you've heard someone say that to you? The tough thing is when you hear that, you may only think of sleep.
Which I always think of. It's the first thing we ask each other every morning is, how'd you sleep? Now, Jody and I have the Aura Ring. We'll actually leave a link about it down below because it is helpful. But we are obsessed with our sleep. We're trying to find new ways of our diet, our exercise, all around going to bed at the same time, getting up to get sleep. But what we found is there's so much more to feeling rested, healthy rest than just sleep. But sleep is certainly critical.
That's right. I mean, rest and sleep, what we came to find out, are two very different things. But sticking with sleep for just one more second, 4 out of 10 Americans don't get 6 hours of sleep a night. And just to be clear, the recommended daily allowance of sleep is 7 to 9 at a minimum.
Right.
So sleep is important, but it doesn't equate to rest.
And I found that I need 7 hours of sleep. If I have less than that, no good. And I really can't get more. It's very rare that I get more than 7 hours of sleep. Now, some people need 8 or 9. Some people need 4 hours of sleep. I find that to be incredible and a problem, and people will argue that I can live on 4 hours of sleep. And my answer is, okay, but imagine how productive and great you'd feel if you got another hour or two worth of sleep.
So just to dissect it one more point. So there's sleep,
Right.
there's rest, and then a lot of people equate sleep to the time they were in bed.
That's me.
And just remember, the hours you spend in bed don't equate to sleep or rest.
Well, there's REM sleep and deep sleep
Right.
and light sleep and all that. So
Right.
there is a lot to sleep.
There is.
And I know we've talked a lot about it. Today we're going to talk about
Rest.
rest,
Yeah.
which does include sleep.
It does.
But we ran across this wonderful doctor, Sandra Dalton Smith, right?
Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith.
You say it so much more eloquently than
Yeah.
I do. That's why you're supposed to do that part. Sandra.
Dr. Sandra Dalton
Yes.
Smith. She wrote an article that there are 7 types of rest that everyone needs. And she's also done a great TED Talk, and we'll hit the link below for you guys for that.
Yeah, we'll leave you that. But she's also written a book that we just read called Sacred Rest. Recover your life, renew your energy, and restore your sanity.
And who doesn't want that?
We all want it. So it's a great book, and we're going to give you a little bit of highlight about it now and walk you through that. And then we hope that you end up, if you want to go deeper, you certainly can get the book or watch the
TED Talk.
TED Talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's kind of cool, though, is she really drives home the key distinction that sleep and rest are not the same thing. So she starts off just by splitting those up for you, right? So there are 7 different types
Right.
of rest.
And the first type of rest is physical rest. And under physical rest, there's really 2 kinds. The first is passive rest. And that's your sleeping or napping. So we're back on sleeping again. But that's only half of the physical rest. And then there's 6 more.
Right.
So there's
There's
sleeping
physical
or
rest
napping, which is passive,
or active.
active physical rest.
Active physical rest would be things like restorative yoga or stretching or even massage. Anything that moves blood through your system, enhances flexibility, puts liquid and fluids into your joints, that's an active rest.
And Jody does yoga 3 times a week. I stretch 5 days a week along with my exercise. And we actually have now treated ourselves to a massage each every other Friday. And it's not the spa kind of massage. It's at our naturopath doctor's office with special oils and special massages for the joints. But that really helps us with our circulation. And it's a treat that we do that. But it's
treat.
important. We're trying to find as many ways as we can to be restful and healthy. And we want to share all of that with you too.
And the second form of rest, as you guys know, we're building this business and we could work at it all day and all night. But one of the things is mental rest. Really taking short breaks every couple of hours in your workday, journaling or meditating, walking outside, and that little mental rest increases your productivity twofold.
Right. So we try to take work breaks. So we'll work for 50 minutes and then go outside for 10. Sometimes we have a little porch down below. We'll just sit out there and chat a little bit, maybe catch up on emails, but we get away from the desk. I'm a big meditator. I've been doing it for 4 years. Jody's been doing it for about 3. It's so important to us as part of our morning routine to train our brain so that it doesn't take over our thinking. So mental rest comes in many different forms, but it's critical to make sure you have some kind of mindfulness so that you can feel restful.
And then the third type of rest, sensory rest, is one we really, really harp on with the kids.
Yes,
in particular.
Sandra was very good. Sandra was good with this. She went really deep on it and how important it is.
It is. It is. The bright lights, the computers, the phone, your Zoom calls, all of that can just be hurtful to your eyes and to your mindfulness, the overstimulation. She recommends you cut it off an hour before bedtime.
I have a pretty strict routine. I get up at 5 a.m., but I also,
strict.
very strict.
Yeah.
But I also go to bed at 10 o'clock. So I'm in bed at 10. Now, before 10, I have some other routines, brushing my teeth and things like that. But I will not, or we will not, watch TV for an hour before we go to bed. I really shouldn't even look at my phone at all, and many nights I don't, but sometimes I'll just check it to check in with the kids. But really, if you can break the habit of looking at any screen for an hour before you go to bed, you will have more restful sleep.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The fourth type of rest is creative rest. Really getting away from the day-to-day activities, problem solving, content creating, writing, and just taking a walk outside, appreciating nature, just getting away and letting the other half of your brain really, really live.
And this goes a step further than us working for 50 minutes and then breaking for 10. We'll go, we're in our home office and we'll go back home and have lunch, and then we'll spend a half an hour on the deck or walking up. We're right in a little village. We can walk up and get fresh air and bring the dog with us. So again, it gets us away from constantly creating content and writing and doing things like that. So it gives our mind a rest.
The fifth type of rest that Sandra says you need is emotional rest. If you're sad or happy or frustrated, they're all real emotions and feelings. And a lot of times people have a hard time to give themselves space to express them. And it's the idea of don't hold those feelings in. Get it out, make peace with it, and be restful. Positive or negative, right?
Yeah, and we talk about this. Sometimes we'll wake up and we're, I guess we used to say we woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but we'll be frustrated about something. What is that?
I didn't do anything.
Your thumb went up.
Oh.
I saw it in the reflection. I never get up on the wrong side of the bed. I get up on my side of the bed. But if you have these feelings, when Jody and I are having coffee in the morning, we share it with each other. If you really trust each other and you're in a good place, you can be emotionally rested and you can be honest with someone who asks you, how are you feeling? And if you're really honest and you're emotionally rested, you can tell them, I'm not feeling that well and here's why. So it's important to be able to do that.
Right. The sixth form of rest is social rest. This takes some really deep thinking and really looking at the people you surround yourself with.
We just had 12 months of social rest. We weren't around anybody.
Except each other. And you really need to kind of take stock, and differentiate between those people who are energy revivers in your life and those people who are energy suckers in your life. And how do you balance your day, week, or year with a good balance of those types of people?
So we always knew that we had 2 kinds of friends, maybe 3 kinds of friends, but there are the friends that we love being with. I mean, you go out to dinner with them and it's just fabulous and we just can't wait to go out with them again. And then there are the other couples or people that we go out with and we get home and we say, you're good at this. You always look at me and say, we're never getting those 2 hours back. But,
It's not
we
very
want
nice.
to, well, it is and it isn't. But we didn't realize how important it is to spend more time with the positive folks because that's restful.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
So it's important to really balance out how much time you spend with the people you really love to be with and those that maybe, they're good friends and everything, drive you a little crazy, but yeah.
And then the seventh type of rest is spiritual rest. That ability to really connect beyond the physical and mental and have a deep sense of belonging and love and acceptance, which for a lot of people leads to purpose. And so that's not to be religious, it's really to be more spiritual and centered.
Right.
And I think that takes some practice.
It does, and it's different for everybody. I think that everybody has a higher power, and it could be God, it could be Buddha, it could be whatever your form of religion might be. It could be yourself, it could be the universe. But really opening your heart a little bit and accepting that there is something out there bigger than me, bigger than us, and having some kind of love and acceptance for that.
So, how rested are you? I notice I didn't ask how much you sleep or how many
Right.
hours or any of those things, but how rested are you in the 7 categories?
We hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like it down below and share it with your friends. But also subscribe by clicking the subscribe button so that you get our latest videos that come out, because we really want to share that with you.
And join our free Facebook community. The link is also in the notes below.
Thanks for listening, and we'll look forward to being with you again. Take care.
Bye.